I made it a mission of mine to watch a bunch of movies from the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s, and I haven't been sharing them here on TikTok, but I thought, why not? First up is the 1991 film Drop Dead Fred. Now, I had heard of Drop Dead Fred, but I have literally have just heard the title. I had no idea what it was about. Spoilers for anyone that hasn't seen the movie or wants to see it without spoilers, turn away now. Drop Dead Fred is about a woman who is going through a hard time in life. She just found out that her husband is cheating on her. She gets her purse stolen, her car stolen, and she gets fired. How is one to cope with all of this? Well, she brings back her imaginary friend from her childhood, Drop Dead Fred. Elizabeth is staying with her mother, who is very, very controlling. And the reason that she created Drop Dead Fred in the first place, her mother also wants her to get back with her cheating ex. It was a pretty interesting movie because it's taking a very serious issue. Like she basically has a psychotic break, but they make it very campy and funny with the imaginary friend. The imaginary friend is trying to get Elizabeth back in touch with her inner child and why she created Drop Dead Fred to begin with. Eventually, she does see a child psychologist who gives her these green pills, which make Drop Dead Fred go away. So it was really interesting seeing psychiatrics be the bad guy in this movie. Like her getting on medication was a bad thing. She didn't need the medication, she just needed Drop Dead Fred to reintroduce her to her inner child and realize that she doesn't need to be afraid anymore. Very cute, very heartwarming, but a little bit dangerous with the whole don't take your medications. So please take your medications, even if you don't want your hallucinations to go away. It's an interesting message of there's the downside of psychiatrics and the stigma of mental health and taking medication, but then there was also the positive sides of going back to your childhood and dealing with these things so that they don't ruin your adult life. Message was be yourself, but then she's also spilling spaghetti all over the floor and ruining her mother's carpet. Like, yes, her mom is a terrible person, but maybe be yourself without destroying things. Somebody's gonna have to clean that up. That's all I could think of. Whoever is serving that is gonna have to go clean all that up. Ends up running into a boy from her childhood who always thought she was cute and quirky and liked how crazy she was. Drop Dead Fred goes away because she finally realizes that she doesn't need him anymore. She just needs to stand up for herself. And then at the end of the movie, she comes across a little girl, and the little girl says, "It wasn't me, it was Drop Dead Fred." And then the babysitter quits. So Elizabeth's going to be the new babysitter, is what they were getting at. I've been watching all of these on Tubi. They're free on Tubi. Yes, there are commercials, but it is what it is. I also watched Primal Fear, Galaga, Death Becomes Her, and The Godfather. Please add to the list. Add some more in the comments. I may have seen them, but I may have not, especially if it's later 80s. I probably haven't seen it. So please let me know. Let me know if you like these older movie reviews, and I'll keep doing them. And if you don't, then I won't. Everybody have a great